I've got to ask, what is a difference maker? Because what is that about, sir?
It's something that I've learned is kind of baked in to my DNA. And I go back to, as a teen, some of my first jobs, I worked at Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
And I was a dough master back to my humble beginnings. And I thought, wow, if I only took the dough this way or that way, I was trying to introduce new products to some 16-year-old kid. So yeah, it's just wanting to impact as many people as possible in a positive way. It's always been the driving force of my being, and I've been able to lean in a little bit more and then some in the past year or two. So I've never been happier.
Ah, so with that, like with your sort of humble beginnings as a dough master, like
Right.
at Pizza Hut. My God, it's been such a long time since I've been into a Pizza Hut or seen a Pizza Hut.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been to one ever since I quit.
Yeah. So, like, did you sort of just carry this forward into sort of every aspect? Like when you were, say, playing hockey and stuff like this, I'm making a difference here because of X, Y, Z. Or yeah.
Sure. Well, certainly goes in parallel with a career and personal experiences. You mentioned being an athlete, and I am a lifelong ice hockey player. I have a game tonight, as a matter of
Ah.
fact. And that's something when you play an organized sport, that certainly ingrains you with all kinds of different experiences and friendships. And just no substitute for just even still being in the locker room, right? The game within the game and having
Mm.
fun. uh, I was never a professional athlete. I made it as far as being captain of Temple University here in Philadelphia. It's my alma mater, and I was captain junior and senior year, and then we went undefeated champions. I played for Team USA, not the Miracle on Ice Team USA, but I was in that system and it did some traveling to in and around Europe and some tournaments and things like that. I think I was a walk on. I was like the last guy on the team. I was a bench warmer half the time, but
All
then
right.
they let me play, so that was good. No, and like I said, I'm still playing, and it's just part of you. And I'm sure anybody who's been in an organized sport or martial art or even in the military, there's actually a lot of science behind that being at a foundation for what helps people succeed.
Yeah, I know. Totally agree. Like this is the thing when you say the miracle on ice, like that team. Like I
Right.
know a little bit about that team. Like basically, it was against like the world champions at the time was
Right.
Russia, height
It
of
was the
the
Russians.
war, everything
Right.
like that. Yeah. So you were in that system. My God, that must have been interesting to say the least.
Yeah, it's just so highly competitive. There's a part of it that is almost hard to explain, just too competitive. Like rabid parents and just so intense. But yeah, I mean, for those who may be less the fan, the Miracle on Ice before the Olympics were recruiting professionals. They were using the best college
Yeah.
students throughout the system, and so these are just a bunch of college kids, and they were up against this is during the Cold War against the most dominant hockey force in the world for a decade, and they somehow beat the Russians. And it's a good movie if you ever have a chance
Yeah.
to see that.
Yeah, no, like that's the thing. When you mentioned that, I was like, yeah, because I've been trying to think of like different hockey things I've seen over the sort of course of my time, and like that was one of them. And like there was this Netflix documentary which has disappeared off of the UK Netflix called Ice Guardians. I don't know if you've watched that. Basically,
Wow.
it's about ice hockey enforcers. Like I think was something like 5 years ago when they sort of changed the rules about people like being enforcers, like not being able to take other people out who may have like broke the, the mysterious code of hockey. So it's like yeah.
Right. I'll have to check that out. And of course, here in Philadelphia, going back to the early years, what really got me into it, the Philadelphia Flyers,
Mm.
and they won the Stanley Cup 2 years in a row, and they were called the Broad Street Bullies. They were known as the toughest team in the league, right? In the old days, where it might have been more fisticuffs than goals. So yeah, that's what I grew up on.
Yeah, so like basically, do you partake in the fisticuffs as you play now, or is it kind of like going, you know what? No.
I've been playing at this point for over 45 years. So it's happened in that span of time. Like it's an intense game. But I'm not usually the guy who's in the middle of it. And you know, in college, in the USA system, that was more likely. But I'm in beer league now, basically. So you're just out there not to get hurt. Guys got to go to work the next day, so you're not really. It actually does still happen every now and again, but it's a rarity.
I can imagine like there's like a couple of guys like who used to be like those little speed demons, like trying to do the same things again. That's like, okay, give
Yeah,
me a moment.
take it a little too seriously. It's transferable in all the sports. Yeah, but I'm gonna play till I'm at least 99.
99.
Yeah,
Oh, like this is the thing, like yeah, stem cell technology as it is, I'm sure like it'll improve by then.
that's
Like
what I say. Exactly, like bionic.
yeah,
Like you heard it here. I'll be playing.
just
I'm
replacement therapy.
serious.
Yeah.
All right.
So